Yes, I will call the Timnath Landing General Improvement District Board meeting to order December 13th at 6 o'clock. Chairperson Mark Sukup. Here. Co-chair Brett Hansen.
Here.
Commissioner Lisa Lake.
Here.
Commissioner Robert Oxmacher. Commissioner Luke Wagner.
Here.
Okay.
No.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Aye.
Opposed? Am I on now, finally? Yeah. Motion carries unanimously. Reports. Do we have any reports? Okay. Resolution number GID 02 Series 2022, a resolution amending the budget for the district for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the last day of December 2022. Lisa.
Yes, this resolution is to amend the budget to increase expenditures and revenue in the capital projects fund in the amount of $937,216. This is a result of developer advances that we anticipate receiving in 2022 that we didn't anticipate at the time of budget adoption.
Okay. Any comments? Any questions for Lisa? Okay. Could I have a motion to approve resolution number GID 02?
I move to approve a resolution amending the budget for the district for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2022 and ending on the last day of December 2022.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed unanimously. Resolution number GID 03 Series 2022, a resolution summarizing expenditures and revenues for each fund, adopting a budget and appropriating sums of money to each fund in the amounts for purposes set forth herein for the district for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2023 and ending the last day of December 2023. Lisa.
Yes, this resolution approves the 2023 budget, and it includes $50,000 for operating expenditures related to accounting, legal, and audit, and there will be no appropriation for the capital improvement fund.
Do you have any questions for Lisa? Any comments? Okay, could I have a motion for resolution number GID 03?
Motion to approve the resolution summarizing expenditures and revenues for each fund and adopting a budget and appropriating sums of money to each fund, the amounts and for the purposes set forth herein for the district of the calendar year, beginning on the first day of January 2023 and ending on the last day of December 2023.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Resolution number GID 04 Series 2022, a resolution approving the Adams Group engagement letter for audit services. Lisa.
Yes, this resolution approves the engagement letter for Adams Group to perform the audit for the 2022 fiscal year. The cost will be not to exceed $8,000. This will be the first year that Adams Group performs this audit. It has been previously audited by Whipfly, but we thought just for efficiency purposes, having the same auditor as the town was beneficial.
Any comments? Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the resolution approving the Adams Group LLP engagement letter for audit services.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number GID 04 Series 2022, a resolution approving the Adams Group engagement letter for audit services approved unanimously. Any further comments? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Do you want to call us together for Timnath Development Authority meeting?
Yes, calling the December 13th, 2022 Timnath Development Authority meeting to order. Chairperson Mark Sukup,
Here.
Co-Chair Brett Hansen,
Here.
Commissioner Lisa Lake,
Here.
Commissioner Robert Oxbacher, Commissioner Luke Wagner.
Here.
All right. Any amendments to the agenda? Any public comments? Any comments on the consent agenda? Could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda is approved unanimously. Does anybody have any reports? Okay. Resolution number TDA 02 Series 2022, a resolution of the Timnath Development Authority summarizing expenditures and revenues and adopting a budget and appropriate sums of money to the various funds and spending agencies in the amount and for the purpose as set forth for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2023 and ending the last day of December 2023. Lisa.
Thank you. Yes, this resolution sets the budget for the Timnath Development Authority for 2023, appropriating $21,297,834. The revenues have been updated to include the final assessed values and updated mill levies of the overlapping entities. And the expenses have been updated since last time you saw it, just based on capital project expenditures and the timing of those transfers. That's all I have.
Anybody have any questions? Do I have a motion to approve resolution TDA 02?
I move to approve resolution TDA 02 Series 2022, a resolution of the Timnath Development Authority summarizing expenditures and revenues and adopting a budget and appropriating sums of money to the various funds and spending agencies in the amount and for the purpose as set forth for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2023 and ending on the last day of December 2023.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any comments? All those in favor of resolution number TDA 02, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number TDA 02 Series 2022, a resolution of the Timnath Development Authority summarizing expenditures and revenues and adopting a budget and appropriate sums of money for the various purposes and spending agencies in the amount and for the purpose as set forth in the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2023 and ending on last day of December 23, passed unanimously. Do I have any other questions or comments? Okay. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we are adjourned. Okay. Melissa, you're going to get workout today.
Yes.
So could you call the town council meeting to order?
Yes. The December 13th Timnath Town Council meeting is called to order at 6:08. Mayor Mark Sukup,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Brett Hansen,
Here.
Councilmember Lisa Lake,
Here.
Councilmember Robert Oxbacher, Councilmember Luke Wagner.
Here.
Do we have any amendments to the agenda? Do we have any general public comments?
Nobody indicated, so.
Does anybody out there have a general comment that they'd like to make? Okay.
Okay.
Consent agenda. Anybody have any questions on that? Okay, could I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move to approve the consent agenda as stated in the council packet.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion to approve the consent agenda was approved unanimously. Mayor and council reports. Council. Okay. Finance report, Lisa, anything further? Okay. Don Toronto, anything on engineering further?
Not unless you have questions.
Okay. Anybody have? Community development report, Matt Blakely.
Nothing to add.
Okay. Chief Jones, why don't you spend a couple minutes on the new building, I would hope. There you are.
The one with
You're
the
on.
arrow. Thank you, Mayor. Tuesday evening, we had our grand opening at our new facility directly east of here. I would say preliminary occupancy was allowed on a temporary basis. There's still some final things to be wrapped up. We anticipate being in the building in January of next year, hopefully no later than the second week. To say the least, we had approximately 400 people attend the event. The contractor spoke, Mayor, you spoke, I had an opportunity to speak, and from what I understood from the people that I chatted with that had taken a tour of the building, they were quite impressed. To say the least, the building is state of the art. It's the latest, it's the greatest, and quite honestly, it is second to none. In fact, we've had a number of agencies throughout Northern Colorado inquire if they could come and get another guided tour, because they are in the process of also building police buildings. So to say the least, huge success. We thank council and you, Mayor, for approving it. But most importantly, it's the community members that wanted that building, and they want the 24/7 coverage, which we are diligently pursuing to hire additional personnel to make that happen.
Great. Do you want to say anything about Senecop?
Mayor, on Saturday at the Walmart, and we have a number of folks within the town and outside of the town that are extremely generous with donations. We had 3 families, a total of 9 kids, and it's sad in this day and age, but these families were extremely, I would say, in the needy category as far as the ability to provide presents for family members. In some instances, the kids elected to purchase clothing for their parents. But that event was a huge success once again. And we were able to take those children around. Walmart itself donated a tremendous amount of time and effort and funds to the program. And one of the families who had, I believe, 4 small children, that's probably where you caught your cold, Mayor.
Probably.
That's because Santa showed up, and they were overwhelmed with the generosity of this community. And once again, Timnath has stepped up to the plate and extremely gracious, giving, kind, thoughtful, and to say the least, it was a huge success for the families.
Great job. Sarah did a great job. Mention her, and the police officers and stuff were just so great and kind to those kids. And I got to mention there was one family of 4 that their parents had gotten killed in the Guatemalan Civil War, and they were there, and the sweetest, nicest little girls and boy, if it wasn't Lizzie helped interpret. There was my second job as Santa there. And one of the girls at the end kept hugging me and saying, "Can I take you home with me?" So it was real sweet. It was really nice. And your staff and officers did just a great job.
Thanks, Mayor.
You don't have anything else? That's all I'm going to bug you with.
All right. Thank you, Mayor.
Yep. Thanks. All right. Ordinance number 19, series 2022, an ordinance summarizing expenditures and revenues for each fund, adopting a budget, appropriating sums of money to the various funds, and spending agencies in the amount and for the purposes as set forth for the town of Timnath for the calendar year beginning the first day of January 2023 and ending on the last day of December 2023. public hearing, we don't have anybody.
Let's see.
Or does anybody go real quick?
Wasn't quite sure
Anybody
if
like to
John
comment
Barkley
on the
wanted to
budget?
talk about the budget or the appropriations. 6B. Is that usually, I don't have it listed as a public hearing, is the
That's
appropriation.
okay. Which one did you say, John? 6B? Can you hear what he's saying? Okay, all right. So that's not what we got now.
So 6B is the mill levy resolution. So they all kind of tie together, setting the mill levy related to the ordinance to approve the budget.
Okay,
So
John, why
it'd be
don't you go
also
ahead and
appropriate
talk
to
now?
just call them. Yeah, and this one's listed as the public hearing. So we'll go ahead and let him talk now, please. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Carolyn.
I'll keep it brief. I know everybody wants to go home. I'm John Barkley, 6090 Prior Road, Timnath, Colorado. What I wanted to discuss was the property tax levy. And first of all, I'd like to say, I'm glad to see another budget with no debt. Thank you very much. On the property tax levy, as you all know, we refinanced the debt with Compass, now PNC, with a substantial annual savings. And I believe that the amount of the savings for 2024, and I'm not talking about 2023 budget per se, because I don't think we need to reopen that discussion. But for 2024, what I'd like the town council and town finance staff to consider is either eliminating the mill levy on the property tax or substantially reducing it to equal the amount of the interest that we saved on the refinance on the debt. I realize that this would only be about $250 per property starting. It would go up from that. But I think it sends a message to the town and the taxpayers of the town about stewardship of our money. And again, if there's something that is a storm cloud on the horizon, we have an unexpected expenditure or a substantial drop off in sales tax revenue, then I could understand not doing that in 2024. So just a seed that I wanted to plant for the budget, and that's all the comment I have on it. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Lisa. I should prelude this. We've been working hard on this budget, so we probably, you'll think this thing probably goes fast, or I'd anticipate that. We have worked hours and hours and made numerous modifications. Council sent back to staff to make some changes and stuff. So this has been a work in process for what, 6 months, Lisa?
Yes.
Yeah, Go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to just start off with that. This is a long process and it involves almost everybody in the town. And so a lot of work goes into it. We begin in May with staff projections on expenses and revenue. We modify that. We work on staffing plans, and we had a budget work session with council in September and incorporated that feedback into the draft budget that was put out for public comment on the website in October and November. We did collect 2 responses, and we answered those questions and incorporated a couple of those suggestions, mainly in wording and descriptions, into the final budget. What you have before you is the final budget. We're asking for a general fund appropriation of approximately 42 million and the grant fund of $1.4 million. The main changes from last meeting to this meeting is just the final assessed values were released. So I've updated the property tax revenue based on that. And then there was some timing of capital expenditures that shifted from 22 to 23. So that's incorporated as well. I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Go ahead, Brett.
I just want to make a quick comment. I would also like to acknowledge staff's hard work with this budget. This was a very well done process. Staff was very quick and effective in implementing our feedback. And so I just want to acknowledge your hard work and thank you for helping us get here.
Okay, Lisa, thanks. So could I have a motion Could I have a motion to approve ordinance number 19, series 2022, an ordinance summarizing expenditures and revenues for each fund, adopting a budget and appropriating sums of money to the various funds and spending agencies in the amount and for the purposes as set forth for the town of Timnath for the county years beginning on the first day of January 2023 and ending on the last day of December 2023.
I move to approve ordinance 19, series 2022, the ordinance summarizing expenditures and revenues for the budget for the year beginning on the first day of January 2023 and ending on the last day of December 2023.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None opposed. So an ordinance summarizing expenditures and revenues for each fund, adopting a budget and appropriating sums of money to the various funds and spending agencies in the amount and for the purpose as set forth for the town of Timnath, Colorado, for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2023 and the last day of December 2023. Ordinance number 19, series 2022, passed unanimously. Resolution number 63, series 2022, a resolution approving levying general property taxes for the year 2022 to defray the costs of government for the town of Timnath for the 2023 budget. Lisa?
Yes, this resolution sets the mill levy at 6.688 for 2022 assessed valuations collected in 2023. That is no increase in mill levy from the previous year. And what that amounts to is about $1 million in property tax between the TDA and the town. And to speak to just the personal burden on a $500,000 home, that's $232 per year that the town will be collecting. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
I should note, I think this is our at least third straight year where we have not adjusted the mill levy on the property taxes.
At least, and I want to say it's close to 10, if not longer. I'd have to go back and look.
Okay. Any comments? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve resolution number 63, series 2022?
I move to approve resolution number 63, series 2022, approving levying general property taxes for the year 2022 to help defray the cost of government for the town of Timnath for the 2023 budget.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 63, series 2022, a resolution approving levying general property taxes for the year 2022 to help defray the costs of the government for the town of Timnath, Colorado for 2023 budget, passed unanimously. Resolution number 64, series 2022, a resolution approving the second amendment to independent contractor agreement between the town of Timnath and Safe Built for building inspection services. Matt Blakely.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This action is actually just really extending the agreement we have with Safe Built. Safe Built provides all the building services and actually code enforcement services for the town. The agreement is already in place, and this is an amendment to that agreement to add 5 additional years because that amendment is expiring. There are no changes in the fees being assessed. There are no changes in the terms of the agreement other than we're removing the code enforcement aspect from the building services to create a separate agreement, which is the next item on your agenda for code enforcement services. The purpose for that, and I'll abbreviate my next presentation, but the purposes are so that if code enforcement were to be brought into as a staff position for the town, it would be decoupled already from the building services, and the building services agreement could continue on minus those code enforcement services. The Safe Build has been providing building services for the town in the form of building official, in the form of plans examiners, in the form of inspectors for, I think it's, 15 plus years. So it's been quite a while, and they've for the volatility of the market, they are able to respond to those ups and downs. And so it's a great way for the town to be responsive to that.
Thanks, Matt. Any questions of Matt? Any questions among ourselves? Okay, do I have a motion to approve resolution number 64, series 2022, a resolution approving the second amendment to the independent contractor agreement between the town of Timnath, Colorado and Safe Built for building inspection services?
I move to approve resolution number 64, series 2022, a resolution approving the second amendment to independent contractor agreement between town of Timnath, Colorado and Safe Built Colorado LLC for building inspection services.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor of resolution number 64, series 2022, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 64, series 2022, a resolution approving the second amendment to the independent contractor agreement between town of Timnath and Safe Built for building inspection services, approved unanimously. Resolution number 65, series 2022, a resolution approving code enforcement agreement between the town of Timnath, Colorado and Safe Built. Matt, you already sort of, I think, explained this, so no sense repeating ourselves, but anybody here that would like to on council ask a question? Okay, could I have a motion?
I move to approve resolution 65, series 2022, a resolution approving code enforcement agencies agreement between the town of Timnath, Colorado and Safe Built Colorado LLC.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 65, series 2022, a resolution approving code enforcement services agreement between the town of Timnath, Colorado and Safe Built Colorado LLC, passed unanimously. Resolution number 66, series 2022, a resolution authorizing Public Works Director or Public Works Operations Supervisor to sign the purchase proposal for a new Bobcat and attachments. Don.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is for the purchase of a very versatile piece of equipment that we've been looking for in Public Works for some time. It's called a toolcat, and it'll help us be significantly more efficient associated with small projects and taking care of our trails and components like that. Be happy to answer any questions on it.
Is this the only model that we have of this? Do we have another Bobcat is what I'm asking, or is this our first one that we're getting here?
It's our first one like this.
Okay.
I will add on that this was something I asked Public Works to do last year, and we put it in the budget this year evidently,
Correct.
so.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no further comment. Could I have a motion for resolution number 66, series 2022, a resolution authorizing Public Works Director or Public Works Operator to sign the purchase proposal for a new Bobcat and attachments?
I move to approve a resolution authorizing the Public Works Director or Public Works Operations Supervisor to sign the purchase proposal for a new Bobcat and attachments.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The motion carried unanimously. Resolution number 66, series 2022, a resolution authorizing Public Works Director or Public Works Operations Supervisor to sign purchase proposal for a new Bobcat UW 56 and attachments.
Thank you.
A resolution approving the Draley preliminary plat. Chad.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's see if this will. Perfect. All right, so this is a preliminary plat proposal for the Draley subdivision. The property is currently owned by the Draley James Trust The applicant is Hartford Homes, represented by Wendy Cudmore, and Savannah Benedict Welch with Norris Design. The property is located at the northwest corner of River Pass Road and Three Bell Parkway. Some additional context for those in the audience that may not be aware. We are in the second stage of the major subdivision process. Here, the preliminary plat. Following the annexation to the town, the property has completed a plan development overlay and sketch plan approval. The subsequent steps would be to go to final plat and building permit. The preliminary plat proposes to provide 111 single-family detached lots within the 33.34 acres site, which is in accordance with the approved sketch plan. This preliminary plat proposal meets the parks and open space requirements and includes a 4-acre park designed around an existing barn located on the site. Also a Pooter Trail extension and roughly 33% usable open space. The gross density for this area will be 3.3 dwelling units per acre, complying with the single-family residential or R2 zoning district, which allows for 4 dwelling units per acre. This proposed plat is in conformance with the approved Draley PD overlay. The minimum lot size shown on the preliminary plat is 3,800 square feet, and the max lot is shown at 7,049 square feet, with the average lot size of approximately 5,610 square feet. This is just an overall of the landscape plan, which shows the dedicated open space throughout, which includes a detention pond at the southeast corner of the site. The required neighborhood meeting was properly noticed and held on August 17th at the South Timnath Community Center with the purpose to review the plat with those in attendance and gather any feedback and concerns. Those discussions were included in the attached observation report. In addition to the approved PD overlay and sketch plan, the proposal was reviewed against the Timnath Land Use Code, Master Drainage Plan, and Technical Criteria Manual. Therefore, staff is recommending approval of the Draley preliminary plat. Lastly, I just wanted to note that during the town's public engagement avenues, such as the neighborhood meetings and public comment, we did receive some concerns about offsite drainage and release rate from the project. The preliminary drainage report has been reviewed by a town engineer who has confirmed that this is meeting the required stormwater release rates and would not adversely affect downstream or adjacent properties. The design engineer, Shane Boyle from Civil Works, is actually here in attendance as well. If you have any further questions, maybe about the drainage, I will turn it over to Savannah with their brief presentation.
Let's see if we got any public comment first, okay? So.
Yes, I have John Barkley.
I already told you where I live, but John Barkley, 6090 Prior Road, Timnath. My concern, what we discussed is the drainage on the project. And my comment is, I just really want us to get this one right. I'm a southerly property owner, and I'm concerned that if we're not 100% right on this thing, there could be adverse drainage issues with this project. And such technical area, rely on your people to do this job and to make sure we got it right. In general, I think it's a great project. Fits in with the town, the aesthetics are nice, and I would be in favor of it, just with a concern about the drainage. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Was there any other public comment for that?
That's all I had.
Okay. What I'd like you to do is it looks like this is going along. Once you deal with maybe his comments a little bit, and then if you think there's anything that's not in the packet that you'd like to discuss. There you go.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Yeah, as Chad eloquently alluded or stated, we are meeting all drainage requirements from the town of Timnath. And in fact, based on our preliminary drainage study, we're actually releasing less water downstream than what the master plan allows and less than what the downstream developments have accounted for. And so that's based on a series of things, but one being constrained in a pipe size that we're releasing into, or the outfall pipe that we're releasing into is constraining that release rate offsite. And so we're actually releasing about 60% of the flow that's allowed per the master plan, and which is then further constrained by the approved Bruner Farm plans. And so we're releasing about 2 CFS less than what Bruner Farm has accounted for from not only our site, but the site to the west of us, which we're also accounting for in our design.
Okay. Any council questions for him? Thank you for being so concise.
Of course.
Anybody, any comments or questions for staff? Go ahead.
I just have a quick comment related to the barn. We had gotten a lot of feedback from community members that felt pretty strongly of wanting to leave that there. So I just appreciate that that's been left into the plans, and hopefully there'll be kind of a working plan for it so that the community can use that space.
Come on up. You can answer a question if you'd like, please. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Wendy Cudmore. I'm with Hartford Homes. And yes, our plan and commitment is to keep the red barn that you see out on site. We're working with a local architect, Infusion Architects. We've had several meetings so far. Our plan is to have a 3-season facility that might be for like more of a picnic shelter. And then our entire amenity will relate to that, and it's coming along beautifully. At this point, we are also wanting to keep the milk shed, but we're evaluating how that will work with our overall amenity. So we're excited to do that. And as we come back in for our final plat presentation, we'll have more information. There's some of that in your packet, but we'll bring forth more as we continue developing our plans.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, Luke.
Chad, item 4 talks about the traffic study where it says a transportation impact study has projected an increase in traffic and the road system has been designed and constructed to accommodate the capacity per LCUASS standards. Can you just help me understand what those standards are and what LCUASS stands for?
Yep, that's the Larimer County Urban Area Standards. That's what we follow for our roadways and any engineering that is related to that. So that was reviewed against that as far as the capacity within those roads during the master planning for the Timnath South area, in addition to this site included into that.
And when was that impact study completed? That's mentioned in the packet. It says it was, I just was wondering the date that the LCUASS was completed. Do you know?
So the Larimer County Urban Area Street Standards are just the generic standards for that the town goes by. It talks about street design, capacity, cross sections, things like that. The traffic study for the Draley it's a preliminary level right now, just because it's part of the preliminary plat. And what it does is it reviews the traffic study, then compares to the traffic generated by this site to the off-site streets, such as Three Bell, River Pass, to see if it meets, if it is exceeding capacity for that or not, with those streets being designed for all of the capacity. Basically, generally south of Harmony Road as major collectors. The roads are designed to adequately handle the additional traffic that this would create. This development would have off-site, we call them improvements to those 2 roadways, River Pass and Three Bell, for anything like turn lanes in and out that would be needed by that traffic study.
Awesome, thank you.
You good? Everybody good? All right, so could I have a motion to approve Resolution 68, Series 2022, a resolution approving the Timnath Ranch fifth filing replat number 2 minor subdivision.
I move to approve the resolution approving the Timnath Ranch. No, this is the Draley preliminary plat, isn't it? Yeah. So we're on
Where did I
6F
do
there. You're up.
Oh,
One.
I went too far. Sorry. Let me start over.
Yeah.
Resolution number 67, Series 2022, a resolution approving the Draley preliminary part. Do I have a motion?
I move to approve resolution 67, series 2022, resolution approving the Draley preliminary plat.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, resolution number 67, series 2022, a resolution approving the Draley preliminary plat was approved unanimously. And thanks for the presentation from all the people there. Thank you very much. Resolution number 68, series 2022, a resolution approving the Timnath Ranch fifth filing replat 2 minor subdivision. Kevin.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a minor subdivision for 5 commercial lots and 2 tracts on 11 acres in the Timnath Ranch fifth filing, located just north of Innovate Place, south of Harmony Road, and east of Club Drive. The owner is Timnath Ranch LLC, represented tonight by Warren Turner. The applicant is TB Group, represented tonight by Mike Walker. This subdivision, as I'd mentioned, will create 5 commercial lots. Generally, lot 1 will be just roughly about 1.5 acres. Lot 2 will be just over 1 acres. Lot 3 will be about 0.64 acres, and then lot 4 will be just over 1 acre, and then lot 5, which is the furthest east lot, which will be just over 5 acres in size. The 2 tracts range from 0.83 to 0.73 acres. Right now, lot 1 has a proposed use of a retail fuel station, which is actually the next 2 items on the agenda. And then lot 2 has another proposed retail user. And then actually lot 4, as we've known recently, will actually have another commercial user slated on that as well. Tract A is intended to be a landscape and utility easement on the north side of the site as a buffer to Harmony Road. And then tract B is a internal private drive, which helps access lots 1 and 2. The property is zoned commercial mixed use and is adhering to all appropriate development standards in the land use code. This filing also lies within the Harmony Corridor and was reviewed against the Harmony Corridor design standards set forth in section 510 of the land use code. And there's a attached development structure plan, which has been approved by the DRC, which was in your packet. And this development is also providing for future plaza and open space and a continuation of the 10-foot Harmony Road Trail. Planning Commission reviewed and recommended approval of this subdivision to Town Council at their November 15th meeting. Staff has reviewed this subdivision against the criteria set forth on the land use code and find it to meet the criteria of the land use code. With that, we have a presentation if you would like, or happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Do we have any public comments?
No.
Okay. Okay, does anybody have any questions for staff? Okay, do I have a motion to approve this time resolution number 68, series 2022, a resolution approving the Timnath Ranch fifth filing replat 2 minor subdivision?
I move to approve resolution number 68, series 2022, a resolution approving the Timnath Ranch fifth filing replat 2 minor subdivision.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, resolution number 68, series 2022 was approved unanimously. Brett, I got a break here for a second. So can you take 6H?
Next time on the agenda, 6H, Resolution 69, Series 2022, a resolution approving the conditional use permit for Come and Go located in the Timnath Ranch, fifth filing. Kevin.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. So as I had alluded to in the previous agenda item, Lot 1 of that Timnath Ranch fifth filing is slated for a retail fuel station, which is this Come and Go. Located kind of in that northwest corner of the Timnath Ranch fifth filing. The conditional use permit is to allow for that such use of a retail fuel station. As I mentioned, the applicant is Come and Go. The owner is Come and Go. The applicant is Olson, represented tonight by Erica Morton. The proposal is for a roughly 5,600 square foot convenience store with 8 fueling pump stations with an associated canopy. The property lies within that CMU zoning district and within the Harmony Corridor. The use of a retail fuel station in the Harmony Corridor is the conditional use, which is why this is being brought forward. The staff has reviewed the proposal of the conditional use, and due to the location of the use being in the northwest corner of a commercial mixed use zoning surrounded by other commercial uses, staff had found that the only condition be that the hours of operation be limited from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then at the regularly scheduled meeting on November 15th, the Planning Commission approved the site plan and then also recommended approval of that one condition and the conditional use permit to the town council by a 5-0 vote. Staff has reviewed the site and the conditional use against the land use code. And that is why the only one condition is being recommended by staff. You as council have the ability to modify that condition, add additional conditions, or remove that condition if you see fit within your purview. So with that, I will turn it over to you all.
Okay. Anybody here for public hearing? Okay. I do have something for staff to consider. My experience with Come and Go is they leave their lights on all night. And so we're trying to be efficient, dark. I don't think we're totally a dark community, but we're trying to be darker than a lot of towns. And I would like to see in there a requirement that they only keep on security lighting. I don't want to take that away from them, but I don't want it to sit there and glow like a uranium site sitting over there.
Yep, we do have in the land use code a criteria that after hours they do go to security, but we could make that as a second condition of approval that from the hours of 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. That it be left to be security lighting.
That's what I'd prefer, but let's make sure the rest of the council is okay with that.
I don't have a strong opinion, but I would say if we do put in hours, give them a half hour on each side so that staff can close up and open and things like that. Yep. So am I assuming then that, because sometimes gas stations will close their store part, but will leave their pumps open all night. Does this mean that they would close all the pumps down at 11 p.m. as well?
Yes, this would be the whole operation would be from 5 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
I'm in favor of the mayor's suggestion as well. One question on just that conditional use as well is, are fuel deliveries and the same time for conditional use between that 5 a.m. and 11 p.m.?
Generally, I'm not entirely sure of how a fuel station actually operates with fuel deliveries. Typically, they have to have somebody in the store to take it. I don't know if somebody from Olson, I think they're nodding their head that the store would have to be open to have somebody there to take in the fuel.
Yeah, it would be during open hours.
Awesome. Then I support the lighting suggestion.
Thanks. Do you have any? Go ahead, Brett.
All right. So are we talking about putting the condition for the lighting for a half hour before and a half hour after their hours of operation? Is that what we're leaning for. Is that something you're good with too, Mark, or?
Well, I think, explain, staff's recommendation is that they are only open, or let's go the other way, that they're not allowed to be open between 11 and 5.
Correct.
Okay, so, they can close at 10:30 if they want to get to Lisa's comment.
Okay, so you want to leave the lights at that 5 to 11 from that 5 to 11 window?
I mean, they're not going to sell a lot between 11 and 10 anyway.
Okay. I'm fine with that condition.
So would we be modifying the condition for it to be from 5:30 in the morning to 10:30 at night? Or?
No. Leave it at 11 and 5.
Okay.
Like you have it. They can decide when they close. We're just saying we don't want lights on between 11 and 5. They could close midnight if they want.
I think what Lisa was getting at would be
they're
that
closing,
the lights would be still on and a half hour past and a half hour early.
Yeah,
So
'cause if
folks could show up.
someone's-
So it would be from like 11:30 to 4:30. That would be security lighting.
That's what I would say, because if
Yeah.
somebody's there to open at 5 a.m., they're probably going to get there 15 minutes early, or I want them to be able to see when they're coming and going from their job.
So I think that's, I got you on that one. So I think what Lisa is saying is the security lighting would be from 11:30 PM to 4:30 AM.
Okay. I guess, does our applicant have any comments to that condition? Just because you have the experience running a gas station.
Yeah, I think that sounds reasonable to come out. Tom's here though.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, Council, my name is Tom Carrico. I'm with Come and Go. We would like to be able to have those lights on a half hour after or before, just for employee safety as well. If their employees closing the store, that type of thing, we would prefer that.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it's a half hour as well, so it varies. So.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
Thanks.
Do we need to make an amendment to, okay.
Correct. You would need to, Carolyn, correct me if I'm wrong, they would need to make an amendment to the motion to include this new condition.
Carolyn?
Okay, I was just trying to find my mute button. I agree with that. You can do, the other thing you could do is just a motion to amend the resolution to add a second condition of the acceptance, which would be to limit the lighting to security lighting only between 11:30 PM and 4:30 AM.
Okay. Do you want to state the motion and the amendment for us to vote on? Carolyn?
Yeah, so it would be a motion to amend the resolution to, and let me the resolution number.
69,
Number
2022.
69 series 2022 to add a second condition that states that lighting shall be limited to security lighting only between the hours of 11:30 PM and 4:30 AM.
Okay. All right. Great. I think we're all in agreement on that. Any other comments? Do I have a motion to approve as amended? Resolution number 69, series 2022.
I move to recommend approval of the Come and Go conditional use of the Timnath Town Council with the following conditions: that the hours of operation be limited to 5 AM to 11 PM, and that the establishment be restricted to security lighting only from the hours of 11:30 PM to 4:30 AM. Did I get that right? Okay.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Turner, I'm real impressed with how you buffered the whole site and how it looks. And I think it's going to make your whole project look better and the town accept it better than what they might have. And so I think you did a outstanding job with landscaping and how you tucked that building in there and stuff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thanks, Warren. Okay, one more on this one. Resolution number 70, series 2022, a resolution approving town council waivers to the come and go site plan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So now that we've got the use approved for the come and go retail fuel station. This is actually related to just 2 items of the Harmony Corridor standard that the use is not able to be meeting. The Planning Commission on that November 15th approved the site plan and recommended approval of these waivers. The 2 waivers that are being requested are 5.10.5.6.8, which states that parking lots shall not extend more than 134 feet along Harmony Road frontage. The reason why this applicant is not able to meet that is due to the size of the site and then the nature of the parking lot, along with the fuel canopy and the drive aisle associated around it. They would not be able to meet that requirement of 134 feet. They are actually about 160 feet when you include all of that drive aisle area. So that is the request they are making. The next one is to building placement and massing, section 510.7.5A, which requires that a building must extend at least 35% of the overall property frontage. And then once again, just due to the linear nature of this site, and then along with the fueling canopy and parking lot and drive aisles, this in the size of the building, they are only able to meet 21% of the site and not achieving that 35%. The 35% would require a 92-foot long building, and just by the sheer nature of size of this building, they wouldn't be able to meet it with that. So Planning Commission recommended approval. Staff has reviewed those waiver requests in the Design Review Committee and are also recommending approval, and happy to answer any questions on those.
Luke.
Before you have a motion on resolution 70, I have just a quick point of order. I think we had a motion to amend resolution 69, but I think we might need a second motion to formally adopt resolution 69. Just want to make clear that that was whether that was included in the first motion or if you need a second motion.
I think Brett had made the second condition in the motion to approve, Carolyn.
That's right.
Excellent. Thank you for that clarification.
Yep. In the packet, it's specified under the recommended motion that the council could just add conditions along with it. So that was the formula I followed there.
Thank you.
Yep.
One-minute answer.
Yep.
It seems weird that you wouldn't want to have a smaller building on the lot than what's there. What's the rationale behind wanting 35% of the land area used by the building as opposed to, you know, whatever they're using, 20%?
So generally on a lot this size, there would be a building larger, more of like an inline shop, like to the north of us where the Neenan development was done. But just due to the sheer nature of this type of use, they wouldn't be able to meet that.
No, I understand how they can't get to the amount.
It's more to.
I'm trying to understand the rationale.
It's more to
why you
have-
wouldn't open arms say that's good rather than saying that has to be a waiver.
Generally, we wanted to have more of a building prominence on Harmony Road and not a vast open space in parking lots, things like that. That's why we made a minimum percentage requirement.
Got it. All right. Resolution number 70, series 2022, a resolution approving town waivers and to the come and go site plan. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve a resolution approving town council waivers to the come and go site plan.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Resolution number 70, series 2022, a resolution approving town waivers to the come and go site passed unanimously. Resolution 71, series 2022, a resolution approving an agreement for cameras in police vehicles, unlimited storage computer applications, equipment for 20 vehicles, APR capacity and software services between the town of Timnath, Colorado and Axon Enterprises. I'm going to make a quick comment here because we've got a correction. One of the things that Axon initially wanted was for us not to know the value of this contract, which I don't know as we could even do legally, but Chief Jones and a few other people convinced them that that wouldn't work. But it looks like one of the write-ups didn't get corrected, and I probably on the final, let's go ahead and have it changed. It says within the budget for 2023, the amounts are confidential per pricing agreement, which we are, they aren't confidential. The pricing is in the packet.
Yeah, the purpose for that, Mayor, was that Axon negotiates with various police departments independently. So some departments get a better deal than others.
Totally understand. And that's how I've always operated in general business, but unfortunately we're a municipality.
Agreed. And we did receive permission from Axon, and Carolyn vetted this, took a look at the contract, and so we could move it forward.
Great, thanks. Go ahead.
So what this is, Mayor and Council, this is for the purchase of 20 in-car camera systems. Currently, the officers wear body-worn cameras. These cameras would be placed inside of the vehicles for a period of 5 years, a 60-month contract. And what they do is they capture information from in front of the vehicle and the back seat of the vehicle where a prisoner might be held. It would be exceptionally beneficial for liability concerns. Additionally, they're congruent with the body-worn cameras, and the software is designed in such a fashion that an individual could be seated at their computer, providing they're approved through Axon, which is generally all members of the agency. And we could actually watch the vehicle proceeding down the roadway or the back seat of the vehicle from a desktop or from a city cell phone, a town cell phone. The cost of the program is $232,128 for a 60-month period. That equates to $46,425 a year. The program would begin in October of 2023. Axon assumes all liability for installation, for any upgrades, defects. They take care of everything based on their 5-year warranty. In this particular proposal, they gave us about a 9% reduction in the cost, understanding that in 2023, their costs will go up 17%. So that's why you're getting this in the last days of 2022. We would ask that council approve this. We believe it will be an enhancement for the agency, and it also with the LPRs, that's automatic license plate recognition or license plate readers, that provides information to the officer real time on a vehicle license plate that's captured by the camera. If it shows up as a hit, in other words, it shows up as a stolen car, it'll give the officer the enough probable cause to make a vehicle stop. Additionally, the technology also lends itself to, if an individual is wanted that is associated with that license plate, it alerts the officer of that wanted status again to contact the vehicle and maybe contact the individual that might be associated that has a warrant out. So it's an extremely beneficial program. And so we are seeking approval of council for the purchase.
Okay. Any questions to the chief? Go ahead.
Questions. Chief, you said this is the backseat, not the driver, right? Or is it driver and prisoner of the vehicle, the rear facing camera?
It's designed to capture the prisoner section of the vehicle, which is the back seat.
Okay. And will there be any need to train staff on how to store and pull the camera records, or is that already being done?
That'll be that'll be done automatically once the camera is activated.
Okay.
All that data will go into the cloud, and that storage is unlimited, which is another huge asset as far as costs go.
Thank you.
I can't help myself, Luke. Of course, the son of a former chief is going to ask the questions. All right. I think we're good with chief.
Okay, thanks, Mayor.
Resolution number 71, series 2022. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move to approve resolution number 71, series 2022, a resolution approving an agreement for cameras and police vehicles, unlimited storage, computer applications, equipment for 20 vehicles, ALPR's capability and software services between the town of Timnath, Colorado and Axon Enterprises, Inc.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Resolution number 71, series 2022, a resolution approving an agreement for the cameras in police vehicles, unlimited storage, computer applications, equipment for 20 vehicles, ALPR's capability and software services between the town of Timnath, Colorado and Axon Enterprises, Inc. passed unanimously. Resolution number 72, series 2022, a resolution approving contract submitted for the purchase of 3927 Main Street, Timnath, Colorado, for the town of Timnath to Wright Park LLC. Aaron Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Following council direction to have this property listed, the town staff has worked with CBRE to have this listed. What you have in front of you is a full cash offer for this property for a commercial use. If there are any questions, the staff is happy to take it. We also have TJ Antonora from CBRE. So if there are any questions, we're happy to take those.
Aaron, this doesn't require a public hearing.
Correct. It can be done by resolution.
Yeah, okay.
And after the closing costs and broker fees, what will our final payout be?
TJ, do you have that number? I don't have it at the tip of the tongue, Luke. Okay. Stall for a second, Luke. Just give TJ.
Yeah, well, and then, you know, in the original purchasing,
Should be about 450, right, TJ? The purchase price is 425.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 7% times that 28.
I was assuming
So it's
going to be
around
4.
3 something.
Yeah.
390.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I was just wanted to make sure that there was, because we bought it for 395. Okay.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And then in the original purchasing agreement, they talked about this being a potential property for the, you know, if Timnath Elementary is, they build the new elementary and then there's the space to be used with that, if that's turned over as a potential. Is that Timnath Elementary still in the plans? I just know that that original purpose was so we could have that as part of the artisan district. Will there be any plans in the future for Timnath Elementary, or is that just something separate and not necessarily applicable anymore to the town's plans?
Hey, Luke, what this does, this is a commercial site, and what we've been asked to review by certain Old Town residents is try to make Old Town more commercial. So what this does is takes a property out of residential and into commercial, which will hit there. Then I know originally they wanted to keep this as a expansion onto Timnath Elementary, as you identified. But to me, that was really a dumb idea, because if you look at the Timnath property, there's a huge amount in the back there for lots of stuff that we can do, including ball fields and soccer fields or whatever else we wanted to include in. So that space, by the time you rip it down and everything else, it's going to be more expensive than what we actually have of free space if we're fortunate enough to acquire Timnath Elementary at some point in the future.
The only thing I would add is we don't have any specific plans at this point. So any any holding back on selling the property would be completely speculative.
Anybody else? Okay. Resolution number 72, series 2022. Do I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve a resolution approving a contract submitted for the purchase of 3927 Main Street, Timnath, Colorado, from the town of Timnath to Wright Park LLC.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Resolution number 72, series 2022, a resolution approving the contract submitted for the purchase of 3927 Main Street, Timnath, Colorado, from the town of Timnath to Wright Park LLC was approved unanimously. Do I have any other items that somebody'd like to bring up? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.